Hi guys, it's Lori. I'm here to talk about the hCG protocol today. I have some people that follow me now that have no idea what it's about. They've never heard of it. They don't do hCG. So I had a couple people ask me about explaining it a little bit further, so I said that I would do that. If you're not interested, that's fine. I won't be offended at all. But if you are interested, stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I have my laptop sitting right here and I do have everything typed out that I wanted to say. I don't want to forget anything, so I'm probably going to be looking off to the side over here, okay? Just so you don't think, what's she looking at? What's the matter with her eyeballs? But anyways, I do have a disclaimer. Always see your doctor before starting something like this, before starting any diet regimen, not just hCG, but you should always see your doctor first. And another thing, the second thing is, I would never push this or anything else on anybody. So that's not what this video is about, not at all. I'm only making this video because I did have some people ask me about it. So if someone were to come to me and say, hey, I want to start doing hCG, what do I do? I would tell them, the first thing I would say is read Pounds and Inches. That's a manuscript written by Dr. Simeons, and you can find it for free online. I actually have mine printed out. I put it right here beside me so I can show you guys. I have it in a binder, and it's 39 pages long, so yeah, and like I said, it's free, but I just wanted it printed out so I didn't have to keep looking it up online all the time, because I do refer to it. I did read the whole thing several times. I've read it many times, and it's like the hCG Bible. So what is hCG? It's human chorionic gonadotropin. Whether I said that right or not, I'm not sure. But that's how it looks, so that's how I say it. Okay, so it can be taken by injection or sublingually by either a liquid form or pellets. There's pellets too. There's homeopathic formulas also. Like I said, it is a controversial thing. hCG is controversial, so you need to definitely research it. The homeopathic formulas are especially controversial, so you just need to really research anything that you do, but especially this, because you're going to be actually putting something into your body. So. And of course, like anything else, there are fake formulas of it out there too, so you need to make sure you're getting it from either a doctor or a clinic or a reputable online pharmacy. So the protocol was actually written in the 1950s. So as you might guess, there are other versions out there today. And if you're doing it, you're just starting out, it's your very first round, I highly recommend that you do the original protocol, just so you kind of know what kind of results to expect. Then after that, if you choose to venture out and do a different version of the protocol, go for it. One thing I have to stress is if you cheat, you will gain. So for instance, John did, I think it was during his very first round, he ate one single chicken nugget, and the next day he gained 2 pounds, and it took him 5 or 6 days to get back on track again and start losing again. So it's a very unforgiving protocol, but if you do it properly, you will have phenomenal results. So the protocol itself, there's 3 phases to the protocol. The first phase, phase 1, is the first 2 injections. Some people do more than 2, but I'll just say 2. The first 2 injections are your fat loading days. This gets the hCG into your system, and it also helps you to not feel hungry during the protocol. I know there's a loud noise behind me. That's my pug. I'm sorry. He snorts, and he's asleep, so yeah. So the next phase is phase 2. These are your very low calorie days, or VLCDs. There's a minimum of 21 VLCDs and a maximum of 40 VLCDs. Some people do it a little bit different, but like I said, that's how it's written in Pounds and Inches, so that's what information I'm giving you right now. Next is phase 3. After you're done with your very low calorie days, phase 3 is, unless you've reached your goal in 1 round, phase 3 is your break between rounds. And it's going to be a 21-day period where you eat no sugar and no starches. Your break is actually going to be 6 weeks long if you follow Pounds and Inches. But for the first 21 days of that 6 weeks, no sugar, no starch. And then after that, you kind of start adding things in a little bit one at a time and kind of see, it kind of lets you figure out what your body might be sensitive to as far as things that make you gain weight. So that's phase 3. And I think phase 3 is the most important part of the protocol by far. So once you're finished with phase 3, you'll start adding your foods in a little bit at a time and upping your calories and stuff like that. And you go into life maintenance. Unless you want to do another round, then you'll take a 6-week break and go ahead and do another round. And then between, like if you do a third round, you're going to need to take an 8-week break. The breaks are a little bit longer in between each time if you have to do several rounds. So women normally lose an average of a ½ pound a day, and men normally lose an average of 1 pound a day. I know that sounds crazy. I know it does, and that's part of the reason that this whole thing is controversial. First of all, your very low calorie days are 500 calories a day. Controversy. Second, the amount of weight that you lose in a short period of time, more controversy. So if you don't buy into it, I have no problem with that. But I wish that you would research it before you kind of talk it down, because I didn't buy into it at first either. But now I know that it works, and it works well. I will tell you this, you don't go into starvation mode. hCG targets your abnormal fat. You don't lose muscle. And I do know this because John and I we've done our rounds and got down to where we wanted to be, and then we've done several maintenance rounds since then. So we have closely monitored our fat percent and our muscle percent. So I can vouch for the fact that that is the truth. You do lose your abnormal fat, you do not lose muscle. So when you are on protocol, you don't really feel all that hungry. Just at meal times, you feel hungry. It doesn't do anything for cravings, though. You do have to deal with cravings. So during phase 2, your 500 calories consists of 2 meals. You get 2 meals a day, and you're allowed 150 grams of protein, along with a serving of the allowed vegetables and 1 piece of the allowed fruit. And that's, like I said, you get 2 meals a day. So you also get a serving of either Melba toast or grissini breadsticks on the original protocol. I am reading that because I didn't want to screw it up. And when you do move into phase 3, you up your calories based on individual needs. Like I do 1,200 calories, but you may need something completely different than that. So you have to figure it out for yourself, and you eat no sugar and no starch. So another thing that causes a lot of controversy is I hear a lot of people say, don't do hCG, it doesn't work. Yeah, you lose the weight, but you just gain it right back. Really? I don't care what diet you do to lose weight. If you go back to your old habits, you're gonna gain it back. So I just don't buy into that one. I already know for a fact it's not true, but if you go back to your old habits, it is, just like any other diet. So okay, so like I said, I don't push this on anyone. It's strict, it's controversial, but it works and you do get fast results. However, once the weight is off, it's not over. You still need to remember and make sure your mind is already set that if you want to keep the weight off, you do have to go into a different lifestyle, a better, healthier lifestyle than you were living before. So that's the basics. And there are a lot more details involved if you happen to be really interested in actually doing it. But this was just some information for people who are just inquiring about it. Just kind of curious, So I hope you found this information interesting and that I did not bore you to death. But either way, if you have any questions or comments, whether they're good or bad, I'm okay with it. Just leave them down below. I'm sure I'll get some dislikes on this, and I'm okay with that too. No problem with that at all. Like I said, this is controversial, and I know that, so I'm okay with it. But I hope I answered questions that anybody might have had, and if I didn't, leave them down below, and I will answer them. If you have any comments, or if you know about hCG and I left anything out, definitely leave that down below too. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.